The next part of the review, I'd like for you to look at this part right here, is the Chapter 7. I wrote 17 questions in Chapter 7. So the first one's on page, if you take a look at page 490. String types with it. So just a simple string type. Make sure you understand that you have to be able to let me search for that string type. In order for you to use the string, any string in C++, you got to have an pound include library file. And this is what, for example, with the string type that's in Chapter 7, to start talking about, this is not what I'm looking for. 490 is the page, and this is not, I don't mean to pull this thing up with it. Let's do this. String type, pound include, the string. I do want to point out that in C++, the string letter is lowercase s. If you have me for Java, it's going to be an uppercase s for declaring a string. So a little syntax. That's all that is with it. But my point in saying is, if we're working with a string, I'm going to ask you what library file would you need to work with string, and you must have that. It's kind of a header file, right? So in here, if I could find this in the right place here. No, this isn't wrong. This is way back in Chapter 7. I'm in Chapter 6. Hang on. Chapter 8. So this is, I need to be in Chapter 7. Hold on. But this is what I'm talking about. It's right here. You need to be able to use a header file in this thing. So there will be a question to ask you to. Of course, I don't know what happened here. No, that's not what I'm looking for. No. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. I had a little glitch there. So there will be a question. Make sure you know this pound includes string for me, okay? The next part is, this is on page, for me it's page 466, page 467. The example, for example, make sure you know how to declare the variable for enum with this. Okay, how do you declare an enumeration type with this thing? Of course, you got to use the data type with identifier with this thing. So the reserved word of enum sports with this, like I said in lecture, with it. One of the things I want to point out is that you know, with enums, you cannot use any mathematical expression such as what I have right here. So in this example 7-1 on page 467, these are all illegals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a enum data type, very similar to the one that you see in the book right here, like example 7-1, with the color brown, red, green, yellow with it. In this case, is sports with it. And I'm going to ask you which one of the following statement is true. So meaning, which one is illegal? I'm going to give you all these illegals. You can't do mathematical expression with enum data types. You can't do increment or decrements with this. However, what is legal is the static cast. So just FYI, you might see something like this, all right, or a less than or greater than, okay, which is perfectly legal with this thing. Uh-oh. So the legal part is the relational operators that you can actually set on the enumeration data types with it. You cannot do any arithmetic with it. You cannot do any. It's only with static cast and relational operators with it. The next part is, you remember when we did that example? I did that example for you how you can find. There's a table in the book that talks to you about all the. I need for you to that table. Hang on, let me find that table in chapter 7. Hold on. This is the one that I would like for you. This is on page 494 in the 7th edition book. And it's additional string operator is what operation with it. I'd like for you to know some of these tables on this table 7-1 right here on some of the string function. We did a lot of these in the homework with it. So I'm going to give you a string, and then I want to ask you find a certain position on that string. Again, string. Index that you have to ask is, if I ask for a position, you need to start to count with what? 0. Alright? So if I gave you a name, for example, my name is Dan Dow, you would start in position is 0, 1, 2, space is also 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright? Start counting with 0 if I ask for that position, okay? So I'm going to ask for you to find a certain position in the string, and what is that position. So understand this part right here for me, this table 7-1, on some of the methods that actually functions that you can actually use with it. And make sure you understand we did a lot of these in the lecture review with it as well. So make sure you understand how this works with it. There will be several questions over this. Okay, so make sure you understand how the strings concatenate and how strings you can actually find out with it. Okay, so make sure you know that table. The next part is I have is on page 498. So from example 714, this is this example in the book. 714 are really good. I do something with this and I manipulate it. I ask you the string. So study 714, study 715. There is a test question very similar to the find function, very similar to the same. So make sure you understand that with it. This is, I would know this, understand this 7-15. And then I also have recommend you to do insert and replace. Okay, I mess with this all the time, so make sure you understand. And of course the substitution, we're going to have a substitution. So all the examples from 714, what I start out with, 714, example 714, (7-14) 2 all the way, this is page, all the way down to 718 are all from page, in my 7th edition book is 496 to page 503. These examples that you're going to see, very comparable for. Okay, and I wrote a few using those same examples with it. All right. Something else. Look at page 475. I think this is something you need to focus on. You need to know the definition of in here. Make sure you understand the definition of a type dev for me. So def type. Anyway, def type's not coming up here. I'm sorry, type dev. Oh, I can't type. This is on page So I have mine on page 475. At the bottom of page 475. Alright? Declaring variables when defining numeration types. Alright? So, this is, you need to know this right here. So, the type dev, I'm going to play words with you, so don't let me mess with you. Type dev, this is a reserved word, okay? It defines what the synonym or alias or predefined data, that's how you use it. So it's you use an alias to basically to define your data types with this thing. It is a reserved word. So okay.